Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking the code on your resume's secret weapon. We're talking about how a single word can literally change your entire career path. You know, it's like the small hinge that swings a big door, and in your job search, that hinge is a powerful action verb.
6 seconds. Yep, you heard that right. That's the average amount of time a recruiter spends looking at your resume before making a snap judgment. Yes, no, or maybe. It's not a lot of time to make an impression, is it?
And that's where it gets really tough. Imagine a hiring manager sifting through hundreds of resumes. After a while, they all just start to blur together. Most of them just list job duties, not actual achievements, which makes it pretty much impossible to stand out.
Now, to make things even trickier, you're not just trying to impress a human. Oh no! Before your resume even lands in front of a person, it's probably getting scanned by an applicant tracking system, an ATS. It's basically a robot looking for specific keywords. So you've got to win over both the robot and the human.
So how in the world did you do that? How do you make your resume jump out of that pile? Well, the solution is actually simpler and way more powerful than you might think. And it's not about some fancy design. It's about changing the very words you use to describe what you've done.
And that secret weapon? It's the action verb. These are words that are all about doing. Instead of passively saying you were responsible for something, a great action verb shows you took charge, you drove a project, you created a real result. It completely reframes you from just another employee to a proactive achiever.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It is night and day. The before statement is so vague. Helped could mean you got coffee, but the after? That's dynamic. Spearheaded screams leadership, and it's backed up with a killer result. Cutting project time by 30%. Now that tells a story.
But you know, just swapping out a few weak words for stronger ones is only the beginning. The real magic happens when you start connecting what you did to what businesses actually care about. It's all about showing how you impacted the bottom line.
And this brings us to this brilliant little framework: save, increase, and streamline. Think about it. Every successful business on the planet is obsessed with these three goals. When you frame your accomplishments this way, you're speaking their language. You're turning every bullet point into proof that you deliver results.
So when you're thinking about how you saved the company something, use verbs that show real results. Did you consolidate a messy process to cut costs? Did you negotiate a better deal? These words prove you're efficient and smart with resources.
Now, when you're talking about growth, your verbs need to have some real energy. You didn't just do sales, no way. You generated revenue, you exceeded your quotas, you expanded the customer base. See? These words show you know how to push a business forward. And to show how you made things better, faster, or just plain easier, use verbs that are all about improvement. Maybe you automated a mind-numbing manual task, or you redesigned a clunky workflow. These words paint you as a problem solver, someone who creates efficiency.
Okay, so we've got the right kinds of words. But how do you actually structure them to get the most bang for your buck? Well, it turns out there's a super simple formula that turns this whole idea into a perfect resume bullet every single time. It's called the Action Project Result Formula, or APR for short. You kick things off with one of those strong action verbs. Then you briefly explain the project or the task, and you stick the landing with a measurable result. It's brilliant because it forces you to focus on outcomes, not just your duties.
And here is that formula in action. It's such a game changer. Responsible for fundraising? I mean, that tells a recruiter basically nothing. But with the APR formula, you show exactly what you did. Planned an event, the scale of it for 500 people, and the specific result, a $3,000 donation. It's concrete, it's credible, and frankly, it's impressive.
All right, now just as important as knowing which verbs to use is knowing which ones to ditch. A huge analysis of over 100,000 resumes found that these words right here are some of the absolute weakest and most overused. They're vague, they're passive, they basically suck the life out of your accomplishments. Do yourself a favor, scan your resume and get rid of them.
Instead, let's stock your personal toolkit with some power verbs. If you want to show leadership, don't just say you led. Come on, did you spearhead a new project? Did you orchestrate a complex launch? Did you mentor a new team member? These words paint a much clearer picture of how you lead.
For all you creative types, words like designed and conceptualized show that you're an originator, a source of new ideas. Revamped is great because it suggests you can take something that exists and make it way better. These verbs put a spotlight on your innovation. And for technical roles, precision is everything. You didn't just work on a system. You engineered a solution, you automated a process, or you debugged a critical piece of code. Using specific technical terms like these communicates a high level of expertise.
So when you boil it all down, it comes back to this one fundamental shift in how you think. Your resume is not a history book of your job duties. It's a marketing document. Its only job is to prove the value you can create for a future boss. Every single word should be chosen to showcase your impact.
So, I want you to take another look at your resume. What story is it really telling right now? By choosing your verbs strategically, you're not just listing jobs anymore. You are writing the next chapter of your career. You're taking control of the narrative and opening the door for that next great opportunity.